Oh man, I don't even know how to start the video. If you like the videos, like, sub, silly comment, share, support the channel if you can. I appreciate it. Thanks, Super Chat, PayPal, whatever. If you want to support the channel, thanks. I just got done watching that terrible Guilty Gear Dual Riders episode 7 slop, and you just had to know they had to make Bridget somehow relevant again. The character is absolute cancer, dude. The story makes no sense whatsoever, dude. Like, it's basically, like I said, it's just like, it's like a Power Rangers episode or a Sailor Moon episode. Like, oh, hey, let's have the character do their special move or some crap like that. Like, what the bad guy is now just this earth encompassing tentacle monster. There's even a tentacle scene in it out of nowhere. Like I said, why not just make a hentai? You probably could have saved yourself some money. It would have been more interesting than this show. But 1 minute they're, I don't know, whatever country they're in, they're at this guy's mansion. Then the next minute they're back in America. There's no pacing whatsoever. And wait, let me get this straight. Remember, there is no reason for Kai and Dizzy to be frozen, right? Because Kai, he used the Thunder Seal to encompass him and Dizzy in that frozen little thing. But now they don't need to be frozen. But guess what? They don't show up till the end of the episode when they lift up their hands to, I guess, give a Genki Dama. There's a spirit bomb attack. They give their power to everybody by holding their hands up. So ridiculous. But wait, you're telling me Unica, this person from the future, never seen their real parents or anything like that. But guess what? You know what? Kai and Dizzy, they don't need to be frozen anymore. I'm not going to go see my family. I'm not going to see my mom and dad have no relevant to my story whatsoever now. They're just going to remain frozen for 99% of the episode, even though the entire world is being encompassed by a tentacle hentai head monster, like a persona boss or some shit like that. Unica ends up getting inspired by, you just knew it had to happen, Bridget. Bridget, the world is ending, and they purposely, there's so many other characters in this story that would have been more relevant to the story, but no, they have to dedicate like 5 minutes of the show just to the president talking to Bridget, talking about how important Bridget is, and then show Bridget trying to help people. The world is ending, and let's remember this. It has now been apparently retconned that Bridget's brother seemingly no longer even exists. Bridget's brother, who Bridget is supposed to be trying to find because Bridget is worried that their brother is dead and just lost, no longer. I think that the reason that they just sort of retconned Bridget's brother out of the story is because Bridget's brother inevitably would lead to people reading about how Bridget's character was originally made, the original lore of the character. So now that whole Bridget's ending of trying to find, their brother, what happened to them, is just not in the story anymore. Because you would think if the world is ending, Bridget would probably want to find their brother that has been missing since Guilty Gear XX. But no, even if the world is ending from hentai, Persona, Power Ranger, Sailor Moon boss, no. But let's show Bridget job to this dude that sucks people like Bridget. Let's show the president talking about, you're so important, Bridget. The world is ending. Let me invite Bridget to the White House to talk about how important they are, dude. What? And weren't you guys just in Europe? There's no sense of pacing. People teleport from one country to the other, which is even more funny because remember, at some point, I think that they say that there's only so many hours before this guy regenerates. So how the fuck they have flown to all these different countries randomly? Oh, it makes no sense, but whatever. You got to put in Ram and the other Flet Valentine. That's her name, right? Is she Flet Valentine? Is that That's correct, right? It's Rem Lethal and Elfelt. They put their hands up and they use their Power Ranger, Dragon Ball, Spirit Bomb, and they shoot out the laser beams out of their gun. I mean, again, I'll say this aesthetically. I always think the guy makes extremely cool characters. I mean, I don't even think that Bridget is unaesthetic. I mean, Bridget looks fine. The story is just absolute crap. You know what I mean? But it's cool to see these characters do different cool moves. I mean, it's cool looking. Well, not vacuum cleaner, suck you up character. He looks absolutely ridiculous. The vacuum cleaner guy is not the most inspiring design ever, but the rest of the characters, they look cool enough. But again, I don't understand. And then Bridget gets beat up, and that's what inspires Unica. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. The world's ending, but I saw Bridget. I'm so inspired by Bridget, who does absolutely nothing. Let me just, I'm not gonna go meet my dad or my mom. Okay, so wait, am I missing part of the story? They had to. This guy he's time traveled back in time to try to fix the past or whatever like that, despite becoming a big monster tentacle penis himself and sucking people off. Because Dizzy and all these other people went berserk, whatever, blah blah, sin, whoever, how many people go berserk. Doesn't Dizzy have this earth shattering power? But Dizzy's just gonna stay dead and frozen with Kai. I'm not gonna, you don't need to be frozen until the last 5 seconds of the episode, and then you hold up your hands for a fucking spirit bomb power. Makes no sense. But anyway, then they go in their Gundam, whatever, MacGuffin, fly up into space to fight tentacle monster guy, shooting laser beams like a Sailor Moon episode, all doing their special attack, because these are the characters that they want to sell toys of. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Unica flying away like a little angel. Oh my God. What? God. Like, don't get, I am a nerd. Remember, I grew up a nerd, right? I still am pretty nerdy. I understand nerd stuff. You have to be able to suspend disbelief, but how do you suspend disbelief? And I made these videos. You need to be able to suspend disbelief in the fiction, even if it's a fictional story. But it makes no sense. Oh, there's only a few hours left before this guy regenerates. Oh, hey, weren't we just in Europe? But now we're flying back to. There's no sense of pacing. They're in one country at 1 minute, the next country the other. Even there's only supposedly a few hours to live. Oh, hey, Bridget is here now. Hey, let's invite Bridget to the White House. The world is ending. Let's invite Bridget to the White House to talk about how important she is. Unica doesn't care about her parents. Her parents just seemingly just stayed frozen. They're in a eternal freezing bang session, looking at each other like they love each other. Oh, hey, 5 seconds left. The world's going to end. We'll hold up our hands. Hey, here's our Genki Dama Spirit Bomb power. Oh my God. Dude, it's so bad. I understand that, stuff, it's an anime. There's going to be silly stuff, but you got to be able to suspend disbelief a little bit, dude. You would think that Dizzy shouldn't Dizzy be there doing her thing too or something like that? Not till the 5 seconds. She does have this earth-shattering potential power. I'm worthless now. Let's focus 5 minutes of the episode on Bridget, just to show her like jobbing, and then have people suck her off. Oh, you're what inspired me. Okay. God, Bridget, what a just an absolute cancerous character that adds nothing to the story whatsoever. I still say this. I think the best LGBTQ, non-binary, whatever kind of bullshit character they've ever done is, I still think that the Seth thing in Street Fighter 5, they changed Seth to Seth has like a girl version or whatever like that. I still think that, even though that was forced, at least I can suspend disbelief in the narrative of Seth, that I'm like, okay, that might be kind of cool. Like if that was Seth's original story, because you think of the yin yang kind of thing like that. If in the original Street Fighter 4, if Seth had a player 2 costume that was a girl, I would have been like, oh, that's kind of neat. Oh, non-binary Seth, the yin yang could be a girl or a boy, whatever. But it's just that in Street Fighter 5, it's like, oh, this is just such LGBTQ propaganda now. It was too forced, but I think if that would have been the original idea for Seth, at least, I think that would have been, I would have been okay with that because I think that's kind of cool. Like that, like works for me. You know what I mean? But the whole Bridget thing, just the world is ending. Invite Bridget to the White House. There's only a few hours until the world is destroyed, and you invite Bridget to the White House just to talk about how important she is. Oh my God. What the fuck? Ugh. If you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you can. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.